sign into YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. Now enjoy CineTalk with the one and only Cinebros.
What's up, Cinemaniacs? We are back. We are back with CineTalk, episode number 35.
Woo.
35 episodes. And what CineTalk is when movies lovers get together and we talk about movies. All the news, the rumors, we rant. And who is on the show today? You might have saw a quick little glimpse of him a few seconds ago. Oh. And that person is Sir Chadwick Davis from Breaking for Movies. I can say that now.
Yeah, it's officially released now.
Yes, it's officially released.
First episode is out.
Yes, absolutely. So how many do you have in the can right now? It's an actual term. I don't want to know about that.
I got 6 in the can right now.
6 in the can.
One is a 2-parter.
Oh, and I think I know which one that is.
Yes,
I think you mentioned it to me, yes. And
that one took a long time.
It'll be very intriguing for a particular community to kind of check out.
That's going to be a really good episode when I release it.
All right.
It's going to be a really
The other ones are just shit?
No, all of them are good. I think that one's going to attract more people in our realm of your realm
the
of
DJ community.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. That'll be interesting. Yeah. All right. And the one thing that I wanted to kind of start off with is because we love having people subscribe. Mm-hmm. And we really want to show our appreciation. We're going to start giving shout outs to the new subscribers.
Nice.
So we have a couple of subscribers here. I'm going to do something that is probably very frowned upon usually. And that is when you judge a book by its cover. In a positive light, though. So I'm going to try and keep it nice.
All right, okay.
So we have the first one up. First subscriber that happened about a day ago. Cassia Pappas.
Ooh, thank you, Cassia.
Yes, Cassia Pappas. That is, you see her profile picture here. It looks like she's being guarded by like armed guards or something like that. So she might be very, very, very important.
Nice.
She could be a very important person. It's like Princess Cassia Pappas.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that name.
Mary Poppins, like kind of like Poppins.
All right, then we have the other guy who came just a few days ago is Chunkster67. That is a fantastic name.
I love that guy.
That guy has to be in very good shape.
Yes, I would think he would have a body of me.
And probably born in 1967. What do you think?
1967?
Chunkster67. You think he's 67 years old? Because that'd be weird. He's probably born in 67.
67, that still puts him at like 50, right?
Yeah. What's the matter with that? We have
Chunkster?
a large...
I think that's his street address number. I'm going to go with street. Listen, if you're watching us right now, let us know what that 67 means.
So I have another great name here. Another great shout out that we're going to be doing. And that is Mr. Sexy Scottish.
Oh, yeah. I think I knew who that is.
Do you really?
Yeah.
See, what I picture in my mind is I picture Kevin Nash.
Okay.
But a Scottish version of Kevin Nash. So very pale, but huge, tall, dark, just brooding, and very sexy, like big sexy Kevin Nash.
My buddy Mike Munger is Scottish, and all his names are like Scottish 69. Like,
wow, really?
So I don't know if that's him or
it might be
was
Mr.
it
Sexy
from
Scottish?
YouTube?
Yeah.
It could be him.
It could be him. All
and
right.
It's totally opposite of what you just described. Because I knew it as Harry and...
Oh, man. So he's not Tarzan, which Kevin Nash plays in the in Magic Mike movies.
No, he's more like Wolverine.
Oh, all right. Okay. Next subscriber up that happened just under a week ago.
Yeah.
That is Miranda Shayna.
Oh, that is a sexy name.
Chad's going to be looking for you on Match.com.
Is she single? Did she put that down?
No. There's actually no profile picture either. It's a blue screen with a blue face.
That's Bill Pia.
He's going to try and catfish you online. All right, and then the last one up is PPP 75568, and that happened a week ago. That sounds like she's a stormtrooper or he's a stormtrooper or something like that. It's like FN 1277.
Yeah.
That's like straight out of Star Wars, right?
Finn's
there.
brother.
Triple P 75568. What do you think Triple P's duties are on the Death Star? Or the Star Destroyer, or whatever the hell they're going to have?
I mean, the easy one would be the Pee Patrol.
changes out those little those urinal cakes. Oh man! Well, it was supposed to be positive. It didn't really work out that way.
Go ahead, subscribe to us so we can make fun of him.
Well, thank you all very much for subscribing. We really do appreciate it. That is, huge. That is, it's just. We got several subscribers over the last show, and that's from the Cinebrief show, not from our last show.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive. I'm very pleased. The little promo that you threw out there is actually working pretty good.
We got a lot of new followers on Facebook.
I think it was 60 followers in a matter of like 6 days. And then we got about, what was it? About 7 new subscribers, which is good. Yeah. I was very, very pleased with that. So. We're going to also talk about how you can follow us on YouTube if you want to subscribe to us. That is youtube.com/themovieHouseManiacs. That is where you can find us on YouTube. If you type in CineTalk in the search bar, you can find us that way. Cinebros, you could probably find us. It might take we might have to take a little scrolling because there are a couple other Cinebros.
Just look for our lovely faces.
Our lovely, lovely faces. And then the other way that you can find us is moviepilot.com/the Cinebros, because you can find us on facebook.com/Cinebros. That's our main page. But we started using the Movie Pilot page a lot more. So we're going to be utilizing that, throwing all our videos on there, really trying to just cover the internet as best we can.
Smother it. Smother the internet.
All right. So we are going to move on to
New news.
And new news is where we talk about the new news that happened over the last week or so. We are going to start making it actually less time than that because Bryan and I are doing these shows called Cinebrief, where we Cinebrief people on kind of like in between our main shows, which is CineTalk.
Yep.
And we give you kind of some of the new news that happened. Sometimes it'll just be trailers. Sometimes it'll be new news. Some will be rumors. It'll be whatever. We're just going to be doing a couple of maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 shows throughout the week. And then we will cover the rest of the topics that were happened over since our last Cinebrief show. And Bryan and I are going to be doing we're going to talk about all the trailers on Monday, which is tomorrow. We're going to be talking about all the trailers that dropped on Super Bowl. So we're going to do that tomorrow. That should be up sometime in the afternoon, evening-ish on Monday. New news. First up, the box office recap.
Ugh.
And the box office, we're going to talk about kind of this is what we're going to do about the box office. We're going to be talking about the box office recap because somebody and a couple people actually said that was kind of a boring part of the show. It's probably the last time I'll mention that, but Doug, DB8, he was one of the people that mentioned it to me, which I'm very appreciative for because I want to just make the show better and better. Yeah. So box office recap, we're going to talk about the actual what happened this past weekend. We're going to go over what's coming out for this coming weekend. And we will go over our movies, like how we did with our predictions from last week. We're keeping a running tally to see who does the best over the course of a year. We are going to start doing a little, I'm going to get a little jar or some kind of coin bank to throw stuff into so that the winner, donates to their favorite charity or something at the end of the year. For every time you pick, you throw a quarter in. First thing up, weekend box office estimates. They are here. Kung Fu Panda 3 at $21.5 million. Hail Caesar, which came in at second place at $11.6. Star Wars The Force Awakens came in at third at $6.6 million. Still finishing in that third slot, which is impressive. The Revenant in the fourth slot at $6.5 million. The Choice, which didn't make the top 5 last week, but makes its way back in, comes through, and does $5.5 million. This is what we had here. The Chad and I both did our picks, and the picks were up. Well, Chad was all of 2 out of 5.
Oh.
So he had Kung Fu Panda, Pride and Prejudice, Hail Caesar, Revenant, and Star Wars.
Damn.
So not really that he had, I'm surprised Pride and Prejudice did not make the list.
Now, the movie was actually pretty good.
$5.5 million. That's all I had to make to get into the top 5.
That's crazy.
And it didn't make there.
That's crazy.
I finished 3 out of 5. So I had Kung Fu Panda, Hail Caesar, Pride and Prejudice, Revenant, and then Star Wars. So I had the top 2, and then I had the fourth one, and that's it. So right now, I am still in the lead because that's going to bump mine up to, I think, 50%. You're at 40%. Brandon is at 0%. Bryan has not had the chance to pick yet. So that's where we are right now at the totals, the running percentages. All right. Now we're going to move on to what is coming out this weekend. And what is coming out this weekend,
Oh, boy,
is a movie that somebody who is usually familiar to the show, Bryan and I, we screened this. I am not allowed to talk about it much because of somebody that's to my right. But Deadpool is coming out this week. Zoolander 2 is also coming out. Deadpool's obviously starring Ryan Reynolds, TJ Miller, Marina Baccarin. Zoolander 2, all-star cast, Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, Will Ferrell, Kristen Wiig, Penelope Cruz, all them.
Yep.
And then How to Be Single, Rebel Wilson, Leslie Mann, Dakota Johnson, and Brie Larson.
Yep.
Those are the kind of the main players in those movies. And that'll give you an idea of what's coming out this weekend.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go into our box office predictions. And the box office predictions are where it's at. All right, Chad. You didn't do so well last week. 2 out of 5 is 40%.
I'm going 5 for 5 this week.
Wow. That's ballsy.
That is a bold predicament.
Yes, it is.
Prediction.
Prediction.
Yeah.
It's not a predicament.
It's a predicament that I am predicting 5 out of 5. No bets. No bets. No bets. Because
no bets.
I already got bets going on right now with you guys. So
all right, let's go. What do you think?
I do Deadpool number 1.
Okay.
Obviously, I think
over under
easy.
Over under 80 million.
I think it might go over.
Okay.
I think.
What's your second?
This is where I was getting. This is where it was getting tricky for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Zoolander 2.
Okay.
And then Kung Fu Panda 2, third.
A 3. Kung Fu Panda 3.
Kung Pu. Yeah, Kung Pu.
Kung Pao Chicken 3.
I hate box office predictions. This is a terrible start for me today.
Okay.
All right, so Kung Fu Panda 3 in the 3 spot. How to Be Single in the 4 spot.
Okay.
And The Revenant in the 5th spot.
Wow. So Star Wars out.
Yeah.
Okay. I have, I'm with you. I think that Deadpool is going to go over 80 million. I think it's going to be in the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
I think that Zoolander 2 is going to be in the 2nd spot.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to come anywhere close. Like originally I was like, yeah, but then the advertisement just with Deadpool and the lack of advertisement for Zoolander.
You don't see anything on Zoolander.
Yeah, nothing at all. Rarely. And I think Zoolander is going to finish in the 2nd slot. And then I think How to Be Single is going to finish in the 3rd slot. And coming in 4th, I think then you're talking Kung Fu Panda 3, Kung Pao Chicken 3. And then last, I have Star Wars The Force Awakens finishing the 5th slot.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah, so that's going to be really tough because they were so close this past weekend, 6.6 to 6.5. That could change a little bit. We don't know exactly how it's going to change. But, I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see how this is going to turn out. Because this is, we don't even have the same movies like we did last week.
No.
In just a different order.
Yeah.
But this week we have
I think
intriguing.
Shane
wanted to assign that?
Star Wars is on its downfall now, and The Revenant still has its legs because of the Oscars right now. So I think it could pull off. Like I think it's gonna jump Star Wars this week too.
I like your reasoning.
Yeah.
I think I'm not going to change my opinion.
No, I don't want you to. But yeah, I think I'm going 5 for 5.
All right.
I think Kung Fu Panda. I don't think How to Be Single is gonna.
That's
do
the
that
comedy
well.
for the ladies, though.
Yeah, but Kung Fu Panda is the kids, the families. They're all gonna go out. They gotta see a movie. That's the only movie out they can see right now. The only movie.
You don't think like the demographic, like the 18 to 25-year-old girls, aren't going to see How to Be Single?
Yeah, but they will. But they won't outweigh the family. I don't think.
No.
No.
All right. Because the Kung Fu Panda is in its 3rd week.
It's the only thing out that's family oriented.
Is it 3rd or 4th?
No,
It's been a while.
No, it's only been like 2 weeks. This will be the 3rd week.
This
coming
might be
out.
going its 3rd.
This will be the 3rd week coming out.
All right. We're gonna keep it there, because we're gonna stick to those picks. That's what we got.
I'm solid on mine. I think
5 for 5.
5 for 5.
I think I'm going 5 for 5.
Wow.
Want to bet on it?
Nope.
All right, we're going to move on And we are going to talk about some actual news that's coming out.
Wow.
Yes.
There we go.
New news. So some very recent news has let us know that MacGyver has a TV prequel series in the works. It's going to feature a young MacGyver in his early 20s and his adventures. What we also find out is that there might be a reboot in the movie world too. Variety reveals that Lionsgate is now mounting a MacGyver movie reboot. Series creator Lee David Zlotoff, or however you pronounce his last name, and the Fast and Furious mastermind Neil Moritz are working on the project, though that's about all the details we have for now. So what do you think about the possibility of a MacGyver reboot? And who would you like to see play MacGyver in the reboot? All right, man. What do you think?
I think I would like to see a MacGyver movie. I mean, the TV show came out in 1985. I was 3 years old.
But it was on for a while.
It was on in the reruns and stuff. I remember vaguely watching some episodes where he was like using credit cards and elastic bands to detonate bombs and stuff. And
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that stuff. I think it would be good. I think it's about time they had a reboot for a movie or a TV, series. So
Yeah. I mean, you're talking 30 years old since it started. That's a long time ago. I mean, I am all for a MacGyver reboot.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot wait to see this because it was such an interesting idea, and it was so cool to see how he would get into these situations and how he would get out of the situations. Like, you would have, I think it's just overall a great idea for a movie, especially rebooting it, because I think that it's one of those things that in the movie world, we don't get a lot of this.
Yeah.
A lot of just like brainiacs thinking and figuring out ways. Like I don't know, it's almost like a man's man. Like, he just has this brain. He's an engineer and just can do whatever he can. Like, I don't even know if he's an engineer, but he's got the engineer brain where he can just figure out how to get out of the way and just these crazy possibles. Like, like he's got like, I don't know, like a freaking banana peel, a cigarette lighter, and I don't know, like whatever, ball bearings, and he can make this huge explosion that blows up the whole room. And it's awesome, but at the same time, it's kind of improbable, but it's kind of cool the way that they explain it and everything, and they go about it. You're like, that could happen.
Wasn't there a lot of controversy about like when the show came out, like them actually showing how to do all this stuff, and they didn't want to show it like on TV because they thought people were going to go out and try to do this stuff?
I don't know. I mean, I know that when I remember, being in the woods and playing as a kid and being like, I'm going to grab these leaves and this stick and this rock and I'm going to create, a nuclear bomb. Boom.
Was MacGruber like
that's another thing. That I want another MacGruber movie. Like, God,
you might get one after this.
I want another MacGruber movie. That movie was hilarious.
And then that's
so
based
good.
off this, right? That's based off this.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, who would you want to see play?
All right. So I got three people in mind.
I got one.
You got one. Mm-hmm. All right. So looking at this picture, just looking at out of the top of my head, I came up with Sean William Scott. Just using that picture right there. And and that was just me looking at that picture. So that's not who I had in my head. Are you thinking more? Do you think that he can pull off the serious MacGyver, or do you think that's going to be just adding a little comedy flair to it? I want to see it. I mean, I think he's good enough actor. I think where he can do that.
All right, who's next?
I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this, but Zac Efron was number one for me.
All right,
and then the kid that just did Grease Live, his name is Aaron Tveit.
I don't know.
He was just on Grease. He just did the new Grease Live. He was the main character.
Okay.
And he was really good in it. He's like a younger kid, and I think he has that kind of swag that that can pull out that MacGyver role. So, but I go with Zac Efron as my number one choice. I mean, I think he's a perfect fit for this role.
I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
Mine is, and I'm going to keep throwing, this is like my go-to for everybody. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep saying this until he gets one of these franchises because he is so damn good, he deserves it. Mm-hmm. And that is Taron Egerton from Kingsman, Eddie the Eagle. Yep. He has that look to him. I could see him totally pulling off the suave kind of, being cool, calm, and collected in these high-pressure situations. I could totally see it working. Yeah. And that is what I really, really want to see. I want to see him get into it. I think he could do it. He's handsome. He's got the screen. He can capture, the role and really appeal to like especially the females, because this is something that's not really for females. You need that handsome. I mean, Zac Efron's also the same thing. You need that person that can kind of bring in that.
I like the way you went a little bit more than the way I went, only because I went with better known, like more popular actors. I think you need somebody to come in lesser known. Yeah. It's not like, all right,
Zac Efron. Everybody knows
that's
Zac
Stifler.
Efron. Yeah.
Like that's not MacGyver.
But he hasn't
Stifler.
been in a lot lately, so he's kind of been off far enough. This could be good for his career.
Yeah,
I do like him, but if I was gonna have him in there, I would like it to have a little more comedy into it, like not go MacGruber. I would like to have a little bit more. Use his comedic timing and stuff like that to add a little.
I think
more
you got to get that cheesy like '80s like. Because you watch this now and you got to think like cheesy like 80s TV sitcom. Like,
maybe.
You got to carry that over to a movie. Like you got to keep it. So it's actually it's serious, but it's funny like at the same time. Like I like all our choices, man. I like all of them.
I don't know who the guy is from Grease because I didn't watch the Grease live.
Yeah, you got to check that out.
I'll definitely get.
It was good.
Eventually,
no,
I'll get to it.
He won't get to it.
I'll get to it. I'll check it out.
It's not a movie, so he won't get to it.
I'll IMDb him.
Yeah, check him out. Check him out. He's good. He's hot.
He's
hot. Like not hot looking.
He's
like
hot.
He's hot too, but.
All right, the next topic up is the Chan Man. Channing Tatum and JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, are possibly going to team up for a musical comedy. And this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Gordon-Levitt hatched the idea with Michael Bacall, who will now write the script. The pair first worked together over 15 years ago when Gordon-Levitt starred in The Manic, a drama Bacall co-wrote and acted in. Bacall also worked with Tatum on the 21 Jump Street movies. Details are being kept under wraps, but the project is described as an R-rated musical comedy featuring 2 pilots on a misadventure. Do you like the sounds of this movie and all the pieces involved? Go ahead. What do you think, Chad? Do you like it?
I like it. They're obviously they've proved that they can do music with the whole because Gordon-Levitt was really good on the lip syncing battle and
so was Chan Man.
Chan Man just did it too.
Tating Chanham, as you call him.
Yeah. But they're always on Jimmy Fallon and they're always doing singing things and. I think it would be funny. I like these two, and I want to see them in a movie together again. That's not what was it, a drama, right? The Manic or whatever.
I think the pair was the writer.
That
wasn't them.
But these two are funny. 2 funny people.
They can be, yes.
And
especially Tanning Tatum, as you like to call him, or Tating Chanham, or whatever you call him. Channing Tatum, I really I don't typically watch musicals.
Yeah.
I do like musicals when I do watch them. Like I loved Chicago. I thought that was great. I went and saw Rent on Broadway. That was awesome. I do like them. I just don't typically seek them out. What I do really like is Channing Tatum going into, because he's obviously a very good dancer. Sure, there's going to be some dancing sequences in there. He has great comedy timing, which is something that's very important for this. I think him and JGL will be awesome to kind of change over, and kind of do this music. I don't know how good Gordon-Levitt is going to be in this movie per se, because I saw him on Lip Sync Battle. He was good as like the whole. He didn't really do a great job lip syncing. He did a good job with the choreography and stuff like that. So I don't know what his voice is like. Yeah. And when you're in a musical, you're gonna have to show off your singing, skills. So I don't know what his voice is like. I don't know what Channing Tatum's voice is like. I don't know if they're gonna just be more talking loud than singing or what. But I'm interested. I'm very interested in it. I like the idea that it's R-rated because that kind of brings that next level of humor, and I think that could be kind of cool.
Look at this guy. This guy has the voice of a dove probably when he sings. That guy, he's amazing. Everything he does, man? Everything he does is amazing. So I'm guessing that he could probably sing too.
You think so?
Yes. I'm guessing they're not going to go into a musical not being able to sing.
What about JGL?
Dude, he was as far as the lip sync battle and dancing and stuff goes, he was better on the Jimmy Fallon show when he did his his battle on the Jimmy Fallon show.
Okay.
He did a lot more with it and stuff. But I don't know if he could sing or not. I mean, just looking at the guy, who knows? But I mean, these guys are talented. They have to be able to sing.
Well, I mean, you'd think that, but I mean,
and it's a comedy, so maybe they don't have to really sing that well.
That's the good important part. That's like the important thing about this is that it's a comedy. So if they don't sing great, it's fine.
And is it gonna be a full-on musical, or is it just gonna be a movie with a lot of music in it?
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting perspective. I think it's more because, I mean, you have Kanye West who tried to sing. That didn't turn out so well, and he's an actual musician.
They should sign him on to do this movie.
No,
why not?
So bad. So bad. He should never, ever try and sing ever again. Oh, my Lord. And, I can just see they're going to come out all auto-tuned.
Get Little John up in there and everything. Oh, man, we would have a party.
His purple drank like last episode. All right, we're going to move on to the next topic, and the next topic up is, according to Deadline, Bryan Singer has been signed on to direct a new adaptation of Jules Verne's classic 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The project being described as a new franchise. If successful, it could lead to many sequels. Singer says, "I'm incredibly excited to be working with my friends at Fox, with whom I've had such a great, long, and fruitful relationship. Ever since I was a boy, I first discovered the 1870 Jules Verne novel. I have dreamt of retelling this classic story. Without revealing too much, it contains not only original characters of Captain Nemo, Ned Land, and Professor Aronnax, but also some new and original characters and sci-fi plot twists, accumulating in a timeless adventure for all ages." What are your thoughts about him possibly moving on from the X-Men franchise and starting up with this new possible franchise? I can start off. Mm-hmm. I am obviously a huge X-Men fan, and Bryan Singer himself has directed not only the best, in my opinion, the best X-Men movies between X-Men, X-Men 2, and Days of Future Past. Those are my three favorite X-Men movies. And Days of Future Past and X2 are some of my favorite comic book movies of all time. Mm-hmm. So this news, if he cannot direct the next X-Men movie, it makes me a little sad. On the other hand, I'm also very intrigued about a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea movie because I think that could be really cool to see, like on the big screen. I think that could be really cool. New franchise spawn, and that's something they held. Very big passion project for him and all that kind of stuff. But another problem that I have with this whole thing is Bryan Singer's other passion projects, Superman Returns, which was not greatly received.
Yep.
Was okay. I thought it was okay. It wasn't as bad as a lot of the critics slammed it or as bad as a lot of the people slammed it. It was very much in tune with the original Superman movies. But then you have another passion project of his, which was Jack and the Giant Slayer. And that I enjoyed it for what it was, but it was not a good movie.
Yeah.
So I have a little concern. Like, he's so in tune with the X-Men universe that I don't want him to leave at all. But I'm interested in a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea movie, especially after watching The Extraordinary Gentleman, which touched on that a little bit. And I actually liked that movie, and I thought that they could have really done a good job with that, but they just kind of, some of the plots and all that kind of stuff fell apart. CG was a little rough in certain spots. So people really dislike that. But what are your thoughts on Mr. Singer possibly leaving the X-Men franchise and moving over to 20,000 Leagues?
I kind of agree with you on pretty much everything that you said.
Because I'm brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, you are brilliant. Remember those Guinness commercials? Brilliant.
Yes. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. That's Guinness in my cup.
Is it a good move for him? Maybe not, but it might be the move that he needs to make now, because if you stick to something too long,
you can start
to get too caught up in it and start to fall off a little bit. I think now that you're
Sam Raimi with the Spider-Man franchise.
Now that he's hot right now, go off and venture off to something else to see if you can do that, because like you said, the things that he's done other than the X-Men movies have been very lackluster, to say the
lackluster.
I don't know if that's even a word, but I'm going to
like it. I'm using it on Words with Friends.
But
it better work.
I am using that to describe Bryan Singer's other movies.
All right,
Lunklusters.
But he also did Usual Suspects.
Yeah,
so he has.
But that's not like
in
the what he's going after right now.
But he's a very good director.
The only thing I don't like about this is I want to see it. I want to see this movie. I do. I loved the book growing up and reading it in school. I don't want to see a franchise out of it.
No?
I want to see one movie, make it a good movie, and move on to something else.
Movie studios don't do that anymore, though.
I know, but I just want to see that one movie that's going to be a good movie.
But there's so many stories you can tell with that. It's so cool.
I just stick to the one movie first, and then don't talk about franchise. Just make that one movie. If it blows up and it's really good, make another movie. But don't talk about it before the movie even comes out. Like it's
franchise.
Instead of Roadhouse, franchise.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic. Hello, we are experiencing technical difficulties. The audio unicorn has messed with our audio, so we can't show you our brilliant remarks on Steve Agee and the Guardians of the Galaxy 2, movie trailers for Get a Job, Zoolander 2's PSAs, and Miles Ahead with Don Cheadle's directorial debut. Now that you know what you don't get to hear or see, let's get back to our regular scheduled programming. Thank you. All right, so we're going to call somebody in. We're going to call in a live guest, and that live guest that we are going to call in today is none other than the Bryan.
Ooh. Can I rub his face again?
You can, sure. Go ahead.
Rub it in his face.
Rub it. Rub it. All right, we are going to, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the Random Rants news today because we are going to be doing our fictional fantasy football draft. And what this is, the fans get to vote on who did the best, and I will make an extra clip of this, and it might be the only clip.
Yeah.
I might make an extra clip of this and put it out there. And so this way people can check this out, see who did the best in our fictional fantasy football draft. What we're going to do, we have Bryan here. I'm going to go over the rules. How does this work? Well, you draft a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, flex position, and head coach. The rules are you draft the people who were in football movies. Doesn't have to necessarily be a football movie, but there has to be a football player in the movie. So like you could draft Jenko from 22 Jump Street, and he could be your wide receiver. You could draft Zook from 22 Jump Street. He could be your quarterback. So once you draft them, they are off the board. Nobody else can draft them. Those are the rules.
Double fantasy points, by the way, if you draft both of them and they have a big game.
Yes.
That is true. That is double fantasy points. That's very true. Good call. We are going to draft our team. We will do a quick coin flip here to see who goes. We're going to do a little click. I will fast forward through all of this. But in the meantime, we're going to do this. Me and Chad, we're going to go. You pick. All right, we are back. So Chad is going to be going first. Bryan is going to be going second. I am going to be going third. All right, Chad, who is your first pick?
I am starting right at the top. I want my team to be in shape. I want them to be ready to play some football. Mm-hmm. I am going to go with Coach Herman Boone. Denzel Washington, remember the Titans. Mm-hmm. He is a no frills, get in there, get the job done kind of coach. He took, against all odds, he took his team undefeated to the state title. Mm-hmm. On top of that. And on top of that, he says this is no democracy. It is a dictatorship. I am the law. Listen, you're going to listen to me. And that's it.
All right. He's going right from the top.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's got his coach off.
Top-down organization. I like it.
Yep.
Coach off the board for Chad. Mm-hmm. And nobody can pick him.
Nope.
All right, Mr. Bryan. Who you going with?
As much as I like going with a head coach to sort of set the tone for the team, the players are the ones who win games on the field. And that's an important position in fantasy sports. Fantasy sports is quarterback. Mm. So I will be going with Shane Falco. Bullets.
The loser of the Sugar Bowl.
The loser of the Sugar Bowl.
You're taking the loser.
A lot of money, but at the end of the day, that's the guy who I want leading my team in the biggest fictional game of the year.
right. Well, my guy is there was a lot of quarterbacks. Shane Falco was one of them. He's obviously off the board. Johnny Utah from Point Break. He was a quarterback. He actually won the Rose Bowl, and they talked about it in Point Break. But there was also Cushman, Jerry O'Connell's character in Jerry Maguire. Great quarterback. He was going to be the number 1 draft pick. All that stuff. Drew Bledsoe was in that movie as well. I could have taken him. But the guy that I am picking is Flash Gordon, because not only did he save the universe, he also defeated the number 1 villain in that movie. And that is Ming the Merciless.
Nice.
And so I'm going to take Flash Gordon as my number 1 pick.
Nice. I like that.
Overall, Flash.
He was my number 1. He was on my list as number 1 quarterback to take if he was still available.
Oh, yeah, got him.
Nice.
He was my number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2. Who does number 2 work for?
So you get the wraparound.
I get the next pick. That's very true. All right. So, oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go the Chad route. I'm gonna now that I got my quarterback.
Yep.
I want somebody that's gonna draw up some good plans.
Yep.
Draw up some good, designs for the offense. And there's nobody out there that has a better mind for offense than Coach Klein from Waterboy.
Okay.
So
all right.
That's right. I'm taking the Fonz.
All right.
Yes, I am taking Coach Klein, Henry Winkler as my coach, because he has that playbook that he has drawn up all these plays that are just awesome.
Going a little bit older. I like that right now.
I like that. Yes. Yeah. I'm taking Henry Winkler or Coach Klein as my coach.
I like that.
Overall.
I like that pick.
Love him.
I like it.
All right. All right. So we're going to go back. Now we go back to Bryan.
I'm going to assume that our fictional league here is much like any other fantasy league that we play in. And if you play fantasy football, you know that PPR leagues, point per reception leagues, rule the world. That's how you win fantasy football championships.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with a wide receiver.
Good job.
I'm going to go with a guy who I know is going to catch a lot of balls. Rod Tidwell.
Damn it! No!
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, that's a big pick.
Son of a gun!
That's a big pickup.
Falco to Rod Tidwell all day long.
That is nice.
That's a good pick. That was my number 1 wide receiver.
That is nice right there.
Oh, Rod Tidwell.
Wow.
Geez. All right.
That is unbelievable.
I like my secondary receiver. I think nobody's going to pick him. So go ahead, Chad. Who's your number 1 pick?
So I think the obvious way to go here would be go quarterback. But you guys are already drafted your quarterback. So I can save that. I can save that position.
Okay.
I'm going to go wide receiver right now because we need a guy that can catch the ball.
Yep.
And nobody catches the ball better than Charlie Tweeder from Varsity Blues. That dude is unbelievable. He does not drop a ball. And plus, if you get in trouble and you need to get a getaway car, he can steal a cop car and take off with it. I need that kind of player on this team.
He's very versatile. He's kind of like the Danny Woodhead of fantasy football.
Yeah, he's that white slot receiver guy that you need out there.
He's what Wes Welker used to be.
He is Wes Welker back 5 years ago.
Edelman.
Yeah. He's a brute, man. He's a brute.
He can without the cheating.
Yeah, he can take a hit. He can definitely take a hit.
All right, so now we're going back for the swing around.
Swing it back around, and I am going to take my running back right now.
Okay.
This is the first running back off the board, right?
Yes, it is. If you take my running back,
and this is a deep cut right here. I'm taking a big risk on taking this one because he's young, and he does not have that much experience.
Oh Jesus!
I am going with Johnny Vennero.
Who?
The Little Giants. The Little Giants. Now listen, I could have went with Spike. Spike was the obvious choice for a running back here.
Okay.
He loves a power eye. He's a power running back. But this kid, one touch. He had one touch. He scored a touchdown.
Okay.
All you needed is his dad in the end zone. You need his dad in the end zone. I want to see what this kid can do. They gave him one touch, one carry in his lifetime. And he scored a touchdown. It was like a 90-yard touchdown, too.
It's impressive.
It was very impressive. And then they sat him. It makes
no sense.
He's coming on my team, and Boone is taking him to the top of the running back fucking list right here.
Wow. He even dropped the F-bomb on that one.
I got one per show.
All right, Bryan, man. Who's your next pick?
Well, that's really hilarious because Chad and I are going back to back here.
Yep.
And I am taking Spike.
Oh!
Whose father rubbed his calves with whole milk before games.
He did.
Yes.
He did.
That's a That's a fun little fact.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Spike was an animal.
Yeah, he was.
That guy got anywhere near the end zone. He sniffed it. He was in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a guy. I need that guy on my fantasy team.
You went with power. I went with finesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like north and south runners.
Yep. Yeah.
And Spike is a north runner.
I think mine's more of a Barry Sanders kind of running back, and you took the more of the Jerome Bettis kind of.
Yes. With a really mean attitude.
But Spike don't play with girls, so you can't have any girls on your team.
Yeah. If you have a girl, that's his kryptonite. If you have a girl named Lunchbox on the team, she will eat him up.
Hopefully you don't draft Goldie Hawn as your coach then. Because that's going to be really difficult for him to play under a female coach.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. Boy, yeah, geez, you know what, Shane? Maybe cut that part out. Your mom's going to be pissed at me. The way I said it, for sure.
All right, so you're going that route. I'm also going to draft my running back.
Yep.
And I'm going with the modern take of The Longest Yard. And I am taking, it's going down, down, baby. No street in there. I'm taking Nelly, baby. Earl
Band-Aid
Meggett.
and everything?
Earl Meggett. That's right. I am taking him. I'm taking Country Grammar himself because not only is he a good running back, he's solid taking all those carries, he's quick, he's versatile out of the backfield. Not only is that the case, but he can bring you a nice rap show in the locker room.
He can do the halftime show.
That's right, baby. He can do it all. That's what I'm looking for out of my running back. How many points you get for a halftime appearance?
It's getting hot in here. I like it.
So
I like that pick.
That's what I'm taking as my running back.
I like that pick.
Now I'm doing the wraparound here. Now, and this was very difficult, is the flex position.
Because that could be anything.
So many different people. So I had several people. I'm going to name some people that I had. You can do whatever you want to do. You can yell at me, whatever. I don't care. I'm naming some people here. So there was the first person that I had was the leg.
Yeah, from the little giant.
Nigel the leg. Yes, I had him.
Yeah.
Nigel Gruff. Yes, I had him. That was a necessary roughness.
Unnecessary.
That was necessary roughness.
Necessary roughness.
That's the replacement.
No, necessary roughness was.
The guy that smoked cigarettes, right?
Kathy Ireland.
Yeah.
So it was Nigel the Leg Ruff from. I get those two movies I missed up all the time. From The Replacements. I had him originally. I was kind of like, no, you know what? I do kind of want a kicker, but I picked somebody that was like, who's even better than them? Not necessarily as a better kicker, but just a better name. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. And that's because of Bryman. But I couldn't even take him or her. I couldn't take that. No. I went with my kicker as none other than Snowflake from Ace Ventura, who kicked field goals during halftime.
All right.
That's who I'm taking.
I like that pick. I'll clap for that one.
He does not miss.
I like that
That's
one.
right. He does not miss. I am taking Snowflake from Ace Ventura. That boy does not miss.
I like that one.
All right, so he is my kicker.
Impressive.
That's right. I'm going in. I'm going deep. I'm going deep. Bottlenose.
Wow.
Do you know him? Does he call you at home?
Oh, man.
All right, Brian.
Interesting pick.
Who's up with you?
It seems like I am piggybacking off of a lot of people here because I'm also going to go the animal route for my flex position.
I know where he's going with this, I think.
And like I said,
I think so too.
Fantasy football is a PPR league.
Yep, here we go. I know who it is.
Golden receiver.
Air Bud is off the board.
I think my mom just, you redeemed yourself in my mom's eyes by picking a dog.
I like that pickup.
All right.
By the way, can I just point out this was a really tough call for me because as I said earlier, I love to have in fantasy football if you have your quarterback throwing to your own guy, you get the double points.
Yeah.
That was very close second to taking Brian Murphy, who was the tight end in the replacements. He was the sign language guy who was deaf.
Yeah.
He was a player.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that would have been a good pickup too.
Yeah. But I had to go with Air Bud. Got to mix this up a little.
Okay.
I'm up, right?
You are up. Yes,
I am piggybacking off what you just said. All right? I'm going to go with the connect here, and I'm going with Moxon as my quarterback from Varsity Blues.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Chad, I don't want your life.
But I'm giving him a talking to, though.
I am not putting that whipped cream bikini on.
I was going to say, I'm going to give him a talking to, because if he ever refuses that ever again, it's over. He's off the team.
Who's going to be your quarterback?
I will put Johnny Vennero in there. We knew he could throw the ball. I have to go with the connect here.
All right.
I'm going with the connect. They work together already. They know what they're doing together. They know their routes.
I like it.
I do too.
All right, so who's your wraparound pick and your last pick?
I am going with my flex right now. That's the only position I have left. Now, like what you said, you could go for a kicker here.
You could.
But I think Moxon can kick the ball. I think he's going to be my kicker, too.
Whoa.
So I'm going with defense here. I'm going with a defensive player.
Yeah, one of the greatest defensive players of all time, I think.
No.
Fictionally.
I am not going with the water boy.
Whoa!
I am not going with the water boy. I am passing him up because the guy that I'm picking had one of the biggest hits in movie history. He laid this guy out, could not play ever again in his life. I am going with Sack Lodge from Wedding Crashers. Bradley Cooper.
That's excellent.
All right. I'm going with him for 3 reasons, all right? Reason number 1, he has the name Sack as his name.
Yes.
He is a sack machine, all right? Number 2, he put the biggest hit on anybody in movie history. And number 3, the simple fact, he's from Maryland, and they do nothing but football.
Crab cakes and football.
And crab cakes.
That's what Maryland does. That's a sack lunch.
That is my team right there. We are going to the fantasy football. What is this fantasy football?
Fictional Fantasy Football Draft.
They are going to the championship. Boone is taking them.
I like that. All right, so that's your last pick. What about you, Brian?
My team name, by the way, is the Boone Goons.
So I need my head coach.
Yep.
Okay.
And I believe that my starting quarterback, in order to get the most out of him, you need his head coach, Jimmy Mcginty, head coach of the Washington Bullets.
Yes. Yep.
He is the guy who has he's the motivational, inspirational kind of guy that Shane Falco needs to take the next step.
Yeah, he needs him. Yep.
And I believe that his sort of soft yet disciplined touch guide him.
Almost had a spit take there.
So, Jimmy Mcginty is my head coach.
Solid pick.
Okay. All right.
Solid.
So I have as the person. Nope.
Oh, here we go.
I just want to point out too that Gene Hackman, in the history of cinema, is probably the greatest fictional overall coach who has ever lived.
Okay, yeah, I can give you that.
Jimmy Mcginty, Hoosiers.
Yep.
He's the man.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good at being a head
good.
coach. Fictional head coach.
He's a great fake coach.
He's no Brian Dennehy.
No.
Anyway, my wide receiver, the guy I'm actually going to pick, is my final pick, wide receiver. And this is somebody I know nobody's going to pick because I don't think anybody could ever think of him as actually being a wide receiver in a football movie. Because this is not a football movie. What?
Featherstone from Necessary Roughness.
No. My last pick is going to be a man who outran a stadium collapsing for a touchdown. His name is Hines Ward. Yes. He was in The Dark Knight Rises, and not only did he catch a return, this is a return kick. He outran not every defender, but he also outran the freaking earthquake that Mr. Bane himself destroyed the stadium, turns around, stadium collapse, and that's right. And not only that, but now we know who can catch a ball because he has 1,000 career catches. This is the Mr. 3000 of football.
Yeah.
That's Mr. 3000 of football. We have Hines Ward, who can not only catch, return kicks. He is a stud, has 85 career touchdowns. That is my wide receiver, damn it. That's who I'm picking.
That's impressive.
Only 2 people who can beat me. I'm Hines Ward.
You did draft one good player. Congratulations.
Hey, I picked everybody's first or second quarterback.
I am really surprised at this one that Tom Brady did not get picked up from Ted.
Ted, yeah. Well,
he was in Ted too.
Nobody likes cheaters.
Yeah, but he wins Super Bowls.
That is very true.
He puts up the numbers.
That is true.
So it doesn't matter, you know. But
I think we all have pretty good teams.
I think we all have good teams. We're gonna post these, right?
Yeah,
we're gonna post these.
I'll post them in the description.
Yeah.
Can I make some honorable mentions for each position?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, very quickly. Quarterback Paul Blake, Necessary Roughness.
Yep.
Yes.
Running back Darnell Jefferson from the program.
Yep.
Very good. Very good.
Wide receiver Clifford Franklin from the Replacements.
Mm-hmm.
Head coach Tony D'Amato, Any Given Sunday. Was kind of surprised not to hear his name. And I got a couple of flex positions I'd like to bring out. Turley, also known as the Great Khali from the Longest Yard.
Okay.
I mentioned Brian Murphy. And Cheeseburger Eddie.
I was gonna say Cheeseburger Eddie. Yeah.
The Longest Yard.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
My honorable mentions.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Dan Marino.
Yeah. You know, so.
Ace Ventura, baby. He was in it.
I couldn't take him as a fictional guy. He played himself.
Who cares?
He wore the uniform.
That's why I went with Heinz Ward. He actually played himself. You could have picked Ben Roethlisberger because they were all on the sidelines.
Well, yeah, that's true. So was my guy Brett Kiesel, the greatest beard ever.
Now, the one thing that I will say, overall, the person that is going to be managing all my players is the agent off the field, and that is going to be Jerry Maguire. I think Chad would go with Bob Sugar. That is Jay Moore.
Oh, okay.
Jerry
Okay.
Maguire.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I know you don't like Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah. Bob Sugar is
for
great.
us to determine a fictional winner here at some point.
It's going to be whoever the fans vote for. Whoever voted for who has the best team.
I think we should take this list, post it on our Facebook page, and let people comment on it and tell us who, and we'll give them a week. Comment on that. We'll give them a week.
We'll read down the list real quick right now. What was your team?
Starting at the coach, I'm gonna go with the coach, Herman Boone. Mm-hmm. Quarterback is Johnny Moxon.
Okay.
Running back is Johnny Vennero. Wide receiver is Charlie Tweeder, and my flex is Sack Lodge.
Okay. And who is your team, Brian?
Head coach Jimmy Mcginty. Quarterback Shane Falco. Running back Spike from Little Giants. Wide receiver Rod Tidwell. And my flex position, Air Bud, golden receiver.
Excellent. Okay. Mine is the head coach is Henry Winkler's Coach Klein. Quarterback, Flash Gordon.
Oh, man.
Running back is Earl Meggett, a.k.a. Nelly. Wide receiver is Heinz Ward. And my flex position is Snowflake. From Ace Ventura.
I would love to.
For your team.
I would love to see Flash Gordon throw a ball to Heinz Ward.
That would be fantastic. That is fantastic.
Snowflake kicks the extra point.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
You just have to wheel out the pool into the middle of the field. I think it works perfectly. Snowflake doesn't miss.
You're the host, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just squirrels trying to get nuts.
Yep.
All right, so that's it pretty much for the show today. I appreciate for everybody for watching. What we're gonna do is I can't change the screen. Actually, you know what? We're gonna say bye to Brian.
Yeah, we're gonna keep him up. Let's keep him up there.
I gotta put stuff up there.
Oh, all right, Brian. We gotta get ready.
Yeah,
Before we go,
Yep.
Since it's Super Bowl Sunday, can we just get some picks, thoughts on today's game?
Yeah.
I will give you I think Denver is going to win, and that's it because I want Peyton Manning to win. That's all.
Okay, that was mine too. Never mind.
I will go with the betting route, and I would take Denver with the 5.5 points, and I would take the under because it's at 48.5. I think.
So you think it's gonna be a lower scoring game?
Lower scoring, and I think they can either cover or beat the Carolina Panthers. So
two good defenses. I would take the under on that too.
I'm saying Peyton Manning's gonna go back to vintage Peyton. They're gonna score more than that.
They're going to score more than 48?
Both teams combined. Both teams combined, they will, because I think Peyton Manning he's going to throw up like 30-plus points himself.
That is a bold prediction.
That's right.
Peyton
Manning, baby.
That's a bold predicament.
That's why, and he's going to start off the game with 3 interceptions. Now watch.
Josh Norman's going to take him to the house on the first play.
Brian, I want to thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you very
much. Thank you for showing up.
We hope that the Skype thing worked out okay. We hope it worked out okay, the Skyping in.
I like that painting in the background, by the way, too.
George Washington. Yeah. And the fleur-de-lis.
Yeah. Thank you for showing up. Thank you.
It's like, you know what? You almost have like a field goal, like your head's going through the 2 flower pots.
Yeah.
Very football reference. Yeah, look at that.
There you go.
That's very nice. All right.
The natural lighting is excellent.
Yes, the natural lighting is good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, Casey. It's close.
All right, we will, and that's what we were talking about last night. That was one of the things that we commented on. All right, so we will say bye to Brian.
Bye, Brian.
See you later, Brian.
I'm waving. You can't see me, but I'm waving.
Everyone.
Yes, thanks for coming on. Well, I'm sure we'll be in touch.
All right.
All right, man. Have a good Super Bowl Sunday.
You too.
Peace out.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And now that we are finally done with our Fictional Fantasy Football League draft, we are going to time to sign off.
No.
You can find us at Movie House Maniacs on YouTube, youtube.com/The Movie House Maniacs. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Cinebros, moviepilot.com/The Cinebros, Twitter, I'm at The Cinebros, Twitter, you're at
DJ Dizzle82.
DJ Dizzle82.
Yeah.
What about anywhere else? Can anybody else find you anywhere else?
Instagram, Facebook? Like you just said. Facebook, you can find me on, I think it's Chad Dizzle Davis. And you can find me on my fan page at Breaking for Movies with Chadwick. And I am on Twitter at DJ Dizzle82.
DJ Dizzle82. I don't know why. It makes me want to get in the song when I hear that. DJ Dizzle82. All right, and you can also email us over at The Cinebros. That is thecinebros@gmail.com. If you have any questions, you just want to tell us how much you love us. That's cool. Other than that, we are pretty much done here today, baby. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
We hope it mostly recorded. We've had some technical difficulties.
Hopefully the audio came out.
We'll see how it came out after the fact. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed our fictional fantasy football league draft league.
First annual.
That's right. Yeah. Man, that's going to be tough to do. We need more football movies to come out. We'll have to really get into this. We're going to have to dive deep into this. All right. We're going to sign off. So thanks a lot for joining us. And subscribe. There's right there, over in the front, lower right-hand corner that you're watching.
I'm just doing this because I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Right here.
See you later, guys.
Peace out.
If you watch the show on YouTube, please click that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And thank you for watching.